At least you get in the fights. At least you get in the fights. At least you get in the fights.
I put belt to ass, and you can see that's what I do.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so I wanted to come on here and sound off on this because Boxing Scene came out with an article about, TKO Boxing and their new entry into the sport. They're trying to structure things. They're trying to bring the UFC model to boxing. They're trying to bring the UFC model to our side of the fight game. And a lot of people like this because they feel like they're going to get the fights they want to see. A lot of people feel like they're not going to get the fights they want to see. And on top of that, the fighters are going to get screwed even worse. So nobody's going to win. And I tend to agree with the latter. I feel that not only are we going to get starved out of more fights because there's more division, and Dana White, I don't believe, knows how to operate in the ecosystem of boxing because it's a whole different business than the UFC. But I also think it's not even as good for the fighters. All right, we're not in that first phase of rehab season anymore where fighters are getting overpaid. I think now we're in a whole new space. So let's talk about it. So they revealed, they being TKO Boxing, it was revealed that TKO Boxing will have a certain pay structure for certain rounds. And everything will be determined on rankings of Ring Magazine, not sanctioning body rankings, which I also think is problematic because if Turkey has an agenda or Ring Magazine has an agenda, they can manipulate the rankings to not pay a guy certain money or move guys out of the way. And I think there's a lot of gray areas there that can lead to a lot of corruption and foul play, which we get the sanctioning body, but I think there's actually more room for foul play with this because, there's too many. The same hand is in multiple cookie jars, if you know what I'm saying. So, that being said, there's not as many checks and balances with this system as compared to the system we already have in place. Which I'm not saying is perfect. I think there's bullshit with that too. But at least there's leeway for more checks and balances than there will be with this. So it was revealed that the pay scale goes as follows. You will have $20,000 paid to a fighter for a 10-round bout against an unranked fighter. $50,000 will be paid out when the company ranking fighters between 5 and 10 fight each other. So if you're number 10, if you fight anybody from 10 to 5, you will get paid $50,000. You will make $125,000 when ranked by the company at number 3 to 4, right? You will make $375,000 as a challenger for the company world title, right? And you will make $750,000 as a champion when you defend the belt. So when I read that, I'll start from the top. I'm not going to say any names, and I'm not going to get too deep into it, but quiet is kept, right? Because I don't tell all my business here on YouTube of what I do in the boxing game. Because a lot of people just think I just sit here and make videos and I shoot my mouth off. But no, your boy BT actually plays an active role in the careers of not just one fighter. It's not just like Angelo Leo, but it's other fighters. It's like lesser fighters you guys wouldn't know about, but I'm not going to say their names. I have like an advisor role. I make some executive decisions for some fighters. And I'll say this. I know a fighter. I won't say the weight class, but I know a fighter who's got, and I advise his career. I know a fighter who has less than 15 fights, who got offered a 10-round fight for $20,000. Like it was literally $20,000 for a 10-round fight. So what that tells me is that Dana White's already he's going to be paying what the other promoters are offering. So if you're paying what the other promoters are offering, how is it better? Where's the incentive to take these fights? Because if you're an unranked fighter fighting in a 10-round fight, you can get that kind of money if you're fighting those fights on a television platform like on DAZN or Amazon Prime. Fighters are already getting that kind of money, so there's no really upgrade there in pay scale. The only upgrade I can see, and I can say for sure, is I like that when fighters get into that mid-level contender level, they're going to get paid a little more money. And as far as defending your title, I mean, $750,000 to defend your title, it can be good for like lesser known champions. But like, if you're a lesser known champion who stacks up title defenses, you can get into the 7 figures. So this can cap fighters that actually continue to win. So there's positives and negatives to it, but to be honest with you, in the grand scheme of things, fighters are getting peanuts. Like this, it's just the truth. they're going to get peanuts. At the highest levels, they're getting peanuts. And even at the lower level, they're not getting much more than they could get already if they fight in a 10-round fight on TV. So it's exactly what I expected. And I think fighters are smart. I think fighters are very smart. This isn't the UFC. Fighters are more business conscious in boxing. And there's fighters that have already made that kind of money, $20,000 or $15,000 for a 10-rounder on DAZN or Amazon Prime or whatever the case may be. So the question I posed is, even if it's better to a degree, how is it that much better that fighters are going to be enticed to sign with TKO Boxing? I'm really intrigued to see what fighters they snag up, because I think there will be a lot of up-and-coming fighters. I think this will be good for unestablished fighters, prospects, things like that. But it'll be good for them at first. But the problem is going to be, if you're a fighter who believes in your skills and you start winning these big fights, you can only go but so far. And the thing is, because the rankings are controlled by Ring Magazine, which is also owned by Turki Al Sheikh, you could have another incident of foul play. Because remember, if you guys know your box history, Don King had a tournament back in the day, I think it was the 80s, and it was all based on the Ring Magazine rankings, and he was paying Ring Magazine to rank certain guys in certain places, and there was a lot of corruption, a lot of collusion. So guys, nothing is new under the sun, and history does repeat itself. I can see this being just like that. So do I think this pay scale is good? No, I think it's actually terrible, to be honest with you. I think boxing isn't supposed to be like the NBA or the NFL. Boxing should be a sport of free enterprise where you can negotiate as you see fit, and you get what you negotiate, because if you have a good team around you, if you got people that know what they're doing, if you have the right pieces in place, you can be a 7-figure fighter. And what's going to happen here ultimately is you're going to see a lot of repeats of what happened to Francis Ngannou in MMA. Francis Ngannou was never a 7-figure fighter in MMA. He had to come to boxing to become a 7-figure fighter and get what he deserved from a financial standpoint. You're going to have world champions that are great fighters on the pound list never becoming 7-figure fighters. And there's not even a guarantee that you'll get the fights you want to see, because if they have their own rankings and their own thing they're going to do, Turki and TKO Boxing can freeze maybe some opponents you guys want to see these guys that are signed to TKO Boxing fight. So you won't even get what you want, even if it is about, we're getting the fights. You might not even get the fights. So that's my opinion. But you guys let me know what you think. What do you guys think about this pay scale that was introduced by TKO Boxing? Do you like it? Give me some counterpoints if you got any. I like to read what you guys got to say, because I be learning things from you guys. You guys are very smart. So yeah, leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this, make sure you click right over here.